Humans are morally responsible before God. However, the human heart is dead to God. It is blind to the glory of God. It is enslaved by sin. Therefore, there is not the natural ability to choose God. Naturally speaking, we choose sin instead of God. Now, how then could anyone become a Christian? Let's talk about that for a moment, because I like to talk about not free will, but freed will. I like to talk about your freed will in Christ Jesus, because this is what happens to become a Christian. Your heart, of course, is dead to God, naturally speaking. It does not discern the things of God. Your heart is under the power of sin. Your eyes are blind to God and to His glory. And so this is what happens. The Spirit of God, the theological word would be regeneration. Regeneration is what Jesus talked about in John chapter 3, where He said the Spirit blows where He wants. But when the Spirit blows onto a dead heart, life is given. And so when the Spirit of God breathes life, this is what happens. You're changed. Here you are, this natural man who has moral ability but not natural ability to choose God because you're enslaved. And so here sin has you enslaved, and the Spirit of God breaks the chains. You're free. Chapter 6, verse 6 and 7. That soul of yours that was dead to God now is given life. And these eyes of yours that were blind to the glory of God are now opened. So here's what happens. Rule of sin broken. Dead heart made alive. Blind eyes opened. This is what the Spirit of God does to the natural man so that his will can be freed. And when sin is broken and life is given and your eyes are opened, what do you see? You see the beauty of grace. You see the beauty of mercy. You see the beauty of true justice. You see the beauty of forgiveness. You see the beauty of eternity. You see the beauty and glory of God, and your freed heart says, mine. And you receive Him. You believe in Him. And this is how your heart is converted. This is how your heart receives Christ. So, in the whole discussion, I don't talk about free will because the natural man is blind to God, enslaved to sin, and dead to God, can't discern the things of God. I'd like to talk about the freed will, where the Spirit of God breaks the chains, breathes life into the soul, and opens the eyes so that your heart responds to God and says, mine. That's how you become a Christian.